Most English learners spend too much time memorizing words, rules, definitions. But the truth is, emotion builds stronger memory than repetition. And the most powerful emotional tool we have? Stories. Especially stories filled with mystery and unexpected moments. The kind that pull you in, make you forget you're learning, and help English stick naturally. That's why storytelling works. It engages your curiosity, keeps you reading, and connects new words to real feelings. And that's what helps you grow, not just as a learner, but as a speaker. So if you're ready to improve your English through powerful, emotional stories, subscribe now. Because when you feel the story, you remember the language. It was one of those days when everything feels a little slow. He had taken the afternoon off, wandered through the city with no real destination, just letting his feet decide. The air was warm, the streets busy but calm. It was the kind of day that asks nothing from you, just your presence. He stopped at a small corner bookshop he had never seen before. It had a green door with flaking paint, and in the window was a stack of poetry books and a dusty chessboard. Inside, the air smelled of paper and time. He walked past the shelves, trailing his fingers along the spines of books written in languages he barely recognized. That's when he heard the voice. "You look like someone I've been searching for." He turned. The speaker was an old man, maybe in his 70s, with white hair that curled like smoke and eyes that didn't seem surprised, like they had been waiting for this moment. "Sorry?" he asked, confused. The man smiled but didn't repeat himself. Instead, he pulled a small notebook from the shelf and handed it to him. "Take this. Just read it." The cover was worn. No title, just a mark, a circle with a line through it. He opened it. The pages were filled with handwriting, not printed, not typed. Lines of English, carefully written, but full of strange ideas. Not poems, not stories, more like memories. He flipped through. One line stopped him. "The one with the scar on his left eyebrow will hold the key." He blinked. He had a scar like that, small, barely visible, from a bike crash when he was a child. He looked up. The man was still watching him. "Is this a joke?" "No, but it is a kind of puzzle." He left the shop with the notebook. And over the next few days, he read every page. Each entry described a person. A woman who could hear colors. A man who remembered the future. A child who dreamed of places that didn't exist on any map. At the center of all of them, one name kept appearing, Avon. No last name. No explanation. Just the idea that Avon had once existed and disappeared. Some entries were written in shaky handwriting, others in smooth, confident lines. Different people had written them, all recording glimpses of Avon. And in several places, there were sketches, faces, landscapes, symbols. One symbol appeared over and over, the circle with a line through it. He thought it might be a game, some secret art project, but he couldn't stop reading. Then one evening, walking through a park near his apartment, a stranger approached him. A woman in her 50s, wearing a blue scarf. She looked at him, hesitated, then said, "Did you find the notebook?" He nodded slowly. She stepped closer. "You're not the first, but you're the one it was meant for." That night, his dreams changed. He saw the same symbols from the notebook, but moving, shifting, turning into words. English words, but spoken in strange rhythms, like poetry and code mixed together. In the dream, he was walking down a hallway made of books, and every title was a name, his name, in different versions. He woke up before morning. The notebook was on his nightstand. Open. The last page, once blank, now had a new sentence. When you begin to understand the story begins to understand you. He didn't remember writing it. In the weeks that followed, more people approached him. Soft glances, quick words. All different ages, different cities. But they each seemed to recognize him, not as him, but as someone they had expected. Someone from the notebook. Someone who had been gone and had now returned. He studied the symbols, translated parts of the notes. His English grew faster than ever, not just more fluent, but more flexible. He began to feel the language, the way the words curved and connected. Phrases that once seemed difficult now felt natural, because the story pulled him in. And inside it, English was not a subject, it was the air he breathed. So when people now ask how he learned English so well, he just smiles and says, "I followed a story that was looking for me." And it all started the day someone said, "You look like the person I've been searching for all these years." Now let's pause for a moment. You just followed a mysterious story entirely in English. And maybe you noticed something. You didn't need to stop and translate every word. That's because your brain learns best when it's emotionally engaged. Stories like this make English stick. If you enjoyed this, leave a comment. Has anyone ever said something to you that changed the course of your day, or even your life? And don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this. Because when the story finds you, your English begins to come alive.